Hey guys, today I'm gonna talk about why you should work out. I'll try and make this video quick, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I just want to go over some positive effects that working out has had on my life. So the first reason that you should work out is because when you feel good about yourself and the way that you look, you feel that you're more able to get other things done. When you have a basic thing that you've been able to master and discipline, you feel that it can convert onto other things. There's a study that was done where apparently they found that testosterone gets increased based on how much you believe and see yourself winning compared to other people. I can't believe, that's crazy, right? That's just crazy. But it kind of makes sense. In a survival situation, I guess it's this kind of thing in nature where women look for a mate that is strong, and if you prove that you're willing to work hard, you actually become stronger. So it's the same idea of the rich becoming richer. Now, I'm not a sociologist. I don't know much about I don't know if the study is I know it's a real academic study, but I don't know how to see if a study's really good or what the flaws are. But I found that interesting because I personally have felt that feeling. After really working hard for 2 years to work out, and I know some of you are going to say, oh, you've only been working out for 2 years? Here's the thing. I did swimming for 14. I did swimming for 6 years straight, and sometimes track and sometimes cross country. But I did swimming for 6 years straight before that, which was training pretty much every day. And I had a pretty good body then. And then I went into college and did swimming. Fuck. Dude, the ash just went in the hot tub. Oh my god. Fuck. Alright, I'm sorry. This video is a mess. So I had a bit of a head start, but it doesn't matter because honestly, you can get similar progress to me with decent genetics and 2 years in the gym. Probably better, honestly. For the first year, I wasn't even fucking dedicating any time. And the second year, only the last 3 months, I've really been dedicated. So you can do a lot. Now, here's another thing. I just want to go back to my point. Have you ever heard thunder that long? Damn. When you feel better about the way that you look, you finally are able to do things that you didn't want to do before, or you felt too self-conscious to do. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, you should feel like you can do it anyways. That's true, but ultimately the world doesn't really work like that. If you don't feel like you look the part, you're not going to act the part. And if you do, other people that don't feel like you look the part will question why you're acting the part. And I personally didn't feel like putting up with all that bullshit of people constantly trying to challenge me. So I worked on making myself look more like a person that would act the part that I want. So you're going to feel like you can take things on because you already know that you could take other things on. You already do challenges every day with your physical fitness. You're used to challenges. Once you struggle enough every day, struggling becomes second nature to you, and it becomes something that feels exciting. It feels fun. You're taking on challenges. And when you take on physical challenges every day, whereas with other challenges in your life, it feels like, damn, I don't feel like I can do this. I feel like I'm going to fail again. But here's the thing. Fitness is different because all your challenge is every day is to complete a workout. It doesn't matter what your progress is. It doesn't really matter what your results are as long as you're struggling every day. You got to feel a little bit of pain. But once you do that and you get used to it, you are building a track record of succeeding. And when you feel like you're succeeding in life, you probably make more testosterone and you probably succeed more often because you believe you can. And that's the thing. Before I started working out again, I got caught in this fucking cycle where I felt like everything I tried to do in life I was fucking failing at. And I still feel like that sometimes. But the difference is I'm a lot more optimistic about it because I know that I've been fucking fighting I've been fighting my physical health, grappling with this shit for 2 years. I weighed 50 more pounds, guys. I know that I'm actually winning the battle for once. It's a battle worthy of fighting because once you start winning it, most other battles are easier. You believe you can do it, and you're not going to quit as easily at other things you want to do in life. All right, a second reason. People will take you more seriously. And guys, I'm sorry that this is sad. It's sad to me too. In fact, listen, this might make you feel like shit, but just know that I was 50 pounds overweight and had zero muscle. After being in perfect shape from swimming, I ruined it all, and then I built a lot of it back. So I just want you to know my story before I tell you this. I have been in good shape in my life from swimming, the best shape of my life still. I'm close, but I'm still not there. And I've been in the worst shape of my life, where I weighed 50 more pounds and also didn't really have any muscle. And I'm just going to tell you right now, people treat you so much worse if you are overweight and you just don't look as good. I'm sorry to tell you, I wish it wasn't like that. I had to live through it. And by the way, I took my quote-unquote pretty privilege for granted. And I didn't realize that people actually do this. I thought that everyone got treated the way that I used to when I was a student athlete for most of my life. And I was wondering, why is everyone so mean to me? But they're not being mean. They're just treating you normally. Beforehand, you're getting treated so much better. And this is something that happens to girls too. When they're younger, they're more attractive sometimes. And as they get older, they start thinking everybody's so mean to them and they're not getting treated how they should. Damn, what is happening today? There's a fire alarm now? It's pouring. How is there a fire? Okay, anyways. So, I realized that it is so much harder to get women. It is so much harder for people to take you seriously. In your own head, you're constantly thinking, oh, I feel like this fat dummy, man. You feel less smart, even though you were just as dumb as you were before. Or you're just as smart as you were before. After having lost weight, I feel like I'm smarter and more qualified. There's no reason for that, except for maybe discipline. Because being in shape can be an indicator of discipline. But there's no reason that I should feel like that. The truth is, though, other people feel like that too. It's stupid. Right? It is what it is, though. When you're in shape and you show physical indicators of discipline, people believe you're more qualified. People believe you're more intelligent. People believe... Older guys think, wow, this guy must be onto something. Like, he must know what he's talking about. And here's the other thing. You get respect. You get respect from women more, except American women barely respect anybody, so don't expect much from them. But if you're in a different country, you'd get a lot of respect from women, and you get respect mostly from men. Some men you never expect. People that are leaders above you. If you're more in shape than them, ultimately, that's an indicator, physically, that you have more discipline in one area of your life. And there's no denying that. No matter how much somebody hates you, they can't tell you that you aren't disciplined. Because if you've done the hard work that shows physically, that everybody can see, that you work hard and have been disciplined, not even your worst haters can say otherwise. So that's one thing too. It's a fallback. Damn, I look like shit today. So it's a fallback. It sounds shallow, but it is what it is, you know? People treat you differently. I forgot. I was going to say something else. All right, here's the third one. When you weigh less, guys, I was 50 pounds overweight. I remember, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I remember when I was in my car, my stomach used to go out so far that it would touch the steering wheel and I'd have to suck it in to drive. Because I like for my seat to be close to the steering wheel because I'm lazy. And so I remember that. I also remember, you know how when you put socks on standing up, you have to balance on one leg? I was so weak and overweight that I was having trouble not tipping over when I was standing on one leg and trying to lean over and put my sock on. So, guys, you wouldn't believe, I'm not saying that exercise and physical fitness is the end-all be-all. It's not. It's not everything you need in life. But here's the thing. It benefits every other part of your life in some way. Usually. Most other parts. At work. All of a sudden, women are talking to you. All of a sudden, people respect you. All of a sudden, random guys are constantly saying sorry to you in public if they just look in your direction. It's so weird. It's like, why are you saying sorry to me? You didn't even do anything. I'd never had that type of treatment before. Very weird. But all of a sudden, a 10 out of 10 at the bar, or sorry, let's say an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, is looking at you. And then your friend's like, yo, she's checking you out. You're like, what? Because you didn't even expect that would ever happen, because that never happened. Shit just starts to happen. Working out is it's a multiplier for everything else you do. It helps you physically and mentally. By the way, as you can tell, I have ADHD. But once I started working out and eating better, my ADHD practically went away. And my doctor always said, you should work out and not take medication. I stopped medication 2 years ago. I used to take medication for like a year, and it made me feel fucking wired and crazy all the time, so I stopped. For about another year, I was just had zero focus. And then after I started working out, especially cardio, all of a sudden, my focus is like a laser beam. Like, I'm not saying it's perfect, okay? Still probably subpar to an average person's focus, but it's only a little bit. Whereas before, my focus was like zero, huge subpar compared to an average person's focus. But now I can sit down and focus on homework for like 4 hours at a time. I can focus on work for like 2 hours at a time. It's amazing. So, here's the thing. Would you rather spend 3 hours a day playing video games where the skills, unless you're a streamer or an esports player, probably won't give you much in real life? I'm just being realistic. I like video games too. Okay? Guys, I'm trying to be, whatever. Or would you rather spend an hour and a half at the gym and then an hour and a half playing video games with your friends? That hour and a half at the gym is going to multiply everything else you're doing in your life. It just improves it, man. I don't know how to explain it. Looking better improves every other aspect of your life. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking that looking good is all you need. I know people like that, and they're just socially inept. They're stupid. Okay? Good looks is not all you need, unless you're in the top 0.001%. Even Brad Pitt has to be good at acting. That's a skill. So, I don't know if I already said this. Here's another point. You'll find that people that you used to look up to are now showing you respect. It's just weird. It's crazy. People show you respect now. Respect from places you never expected. Like your old youth pastor who's older than you, your boss, your friend who you always perceived as being better than you in some way. They show you respect. It's pretty cool. Oh my God. I forgot what the last one was. And then a final reason is women. Women are simply more receptive to muscles. And I know there's been some studies where they say the vast majority of women, like 80% of women, prefer this average body or a dad bod. But what you don't think about in those studies is that 80% of women are older and also, most of the time, less attractive. Meanwhile, on my Tinder, I've never gotten more matches from girls that are out of my league, or at least I thought were out of my league. Gym girls, which some of them are more my body type, which is just they're skinny with a nice butt, you know what I mean? But girls that I always perceived as out of my league, like 6s and 7s. I would never get those on Tinder before. All of a sudden, they start paying more attention to you. So that doesn't feel real. So when you realize that you're moving up the ranks of the girls that are attracted to you, it's a very good feeling. because it takes a lot of work. It's like when you've been grinding on a video game and you finally saved up for the new fucking GTA Online car or something. Like, yes, I unlocked it. You know, that's how it feels. Because I don't know why, but it all happens at once. Maybe you're just laying low, grinding, take a break from dating. All of a sudden, when you re-enter the dating market, you're getting matches that are more attractive than you've ever had. And you're like, wow, this is nice. You know, some people will say, you know, girls don't like muscles. And I used to say that too. But in all honesty, ask any person that's built muscles. Apart from like some straight Larry the Lobster steroid looking ass. Ask them ask somebody who's lean, by the way. Lean with muscles. Women do not almost ever, with some exceptions, like 80% of women of all types prefer leanness. Which again, only the last 3 weeks I've gotten any leanness. I'm still working on that. I've been working on the muscle part. I was bulking for like 2 years. Ask a lean person with muscles if they get attention from girls, if they've gotten more since they built muscles. I guarantee you they're going to say yes. And if it's really true that that's not the case, we're in the wrong country, boys. There is plenty of evidence that actually suggests that the hormone in birth control, which, by the way, about 80% of American women in your age group are on birth control. And by age group, I mean like 20 to 30 or 40. 20 to 40, 80%, something like that. So they get a hormone that makes their body believe that they're pregnant. Evolutionarily speaking, quote unquote, if you're pregnant, you better stick with your partner because the deed's already done. You have to raise a kid. So no matter what your partner looks like, you better like him. Who cares if he's weak? I need a father. That's what your biology's telling you as a girl. This is just it makes sense though, doesn't it? So women, they've found that studies have shown that women, when they don't have ovulation, don't find muscles attractive. When they have birth control, they don't find muscles as attractive at all. In fact, most of them go for a weaker... And guys, I used to be the skinny guy too, okay? I have no hate against skinny guys. If I get bored, someday I might just go back to being skinny and lean. I got plenty of women like that too. But the quality of the women that I have with muscles is definitely a bit better. Or at least similar. But they go for the skinny guys, the artistic guys, the guys with long hair, the hippie dudes. But what I'm getting at is if they had an ovulation cycle, guys with muscles that looked more masculine would get way more attention. I mean, we're talking about in America, 80% are in birth control. That's crazy. And they start at like 16. That's got to be messing with their hormones a lot. But what I'm getting at is if that really wasn't the case, it would be the problem with the country and the birth control and the hormonal changes and the shit in our food. It's not the problem with you. Being in shape is a universally good thing, I'd say. You're better able to run away from predators. You're better able to collect food and hunt food. You're better able to do a lot of things. The only time it won't matter is if somehow society turns into Wall-E, where everybody goes around in a a wheelchair. But I mean, that'd be lame anyways. So I'm promising you, in countries where they have less birth control, women eat more natural food without chemicals in it, and their hormones are normal, like Brazil, I guarantee you, you'd get a lot more traction from being masculine with muscles. By the way, so yeah, you can get away with saying more to women. You can get away with being more direct. You feel like that guy. You feel like you've worked hard enough to be able to say some crazy shit. Like when I was lean 4 years ago on Tinder, I used to say, and I was skinnier, but I still had some muscles, I was in swim shape. I used to message girls on Tinder and simply say, we're going on a date Wednesday night I'll pick you up at 7 p.m., wear something nice. And they would do it. Now, I don't know if that was because it was in 2020 slash 2021 and things have changed, or if because I had the looks to back it up. But the point is, nevertheless, when you have the looks to back it up, you aren't bashful about saying what you want. Especially with American women. It doesn't really matter as much in other countries, but with American women, when you have the looks to back it up, and you have the hard work that gives you the confidence, you feel like you're more deserving of respect from women, which is generally true. Final thing is that your confidence will increase in all areas of your life. Maybe, if you do the work on your personality too. But, I mean, as far as women go, your confidence will definitely increase. I mean, let's just say everything you do when you get more in shape and you look better will give you more confidence, and then the confidence then in turn gives you more women, and then the women in turn give you more confidence. But here's the thing. People think that it's just luck or something that somebody does to get confidence. It's not your attitude. You can't just create confidence. You have to build confidence from doing hard things. That is the only way. Nothing's free. Confidence is just your idea of your track record of things happening in the past, similar situations happening in the past. So let's say a girl that's about a 7 was really into you in the past. Well, now you're talking to another 7, and you can pretty much be confident that the last 5 7s have been interested in me. So if this one's not, then that's just her. It's not me. And that confidence will then probably make the girl that isn't interested in you be more interested in you. It works like this. It's a cycle. And then that confidence also translates into the workforce and your career. Because you simply feel like you got something off your mind finally. By the way, when you're out of shape, it's constantly on your mind. That's the worst thing about it. When I was fat, every single day I woke up thinking about it. It was like this storm cloud that hung over my head. And that's why I started working out. I hated that fucking feeling that I had to fix something. It annoyed the fuck out of me. And that's why you should be careful with substances that you use, because it will make the storm cloud go away. But at the end of the day, you're still fucking fat. And if you stop those substances, guess what? The storm cloud got way bigger because you got the munchies in the meantime for these last 5 months, and you've been fucking eating pizza every day. Pay attention to the storm cloud. It's there for a reason. It's trying to help you out. Don't just make it go away, okay? But once it's away, you feel like you can finally focus. The sun comes out and you see everything. And you're like, oh, this is all laid out. All right. I got my health in shape. And this is the thing that was bothering me the fucking most. Now it's off my mind. I feel like I can do these other things. And here's the thing. You need to have discipline in many areas of your life. I never started making significant progress. I'm just going to be real, guys. I never started making significant progress with my muscles until I was at a party one night with my brother. And by the way, I mean working out. And my brother is a bodybuilder. He won Mr. Buffalo and some other shit. He's actually my younger brother, which is... I'm very proud of him. But he inspired me. He had a friend group of all these very real guys, you know? But they were all in shape. They all work out. They all do hard things every day. They all work hard and play hard. They would go on trips, go to Mexico. They had money because they worked hard on their career. They're Ukrainians, man. And they worked out, and they were Christians. And they had that bond like that. And they didn't condone porn. So really, you gotta get discipline in every area of your life. I was inspired by that. And after that, I stopped watching porn. And I went for about 1 year and 2 months before I started again. Maybe even 1.5 years. Now, I'd see some stuff on Instagram every once in a while, but I didn't go to an actual porn site for like 1.5 years after that. And that's when my life started to change. But I needed that inspiration. I needed a reason to do it. Otherwise, I wasn't going to do it. Why would I stop watching porn? It feels good to watch porn. It's entertaining. And then I see someone else who's living a life where they don't do that, and I see how much better they are than me, and I see how much they're living the life I wish I was. That was my reason. That was my motivation. Oh, look, this is what happens. I got to put my head down and grind. I need more discipline. I need to discipline myself. You can't have discipline in one area of your life and not another. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but tackle the hardest area of discipline in your life first, and I promise you the other shit will become easier. When I was watching porn, when I was smoking weed all the time, when I was drinking all the time, when I was using nicotine all the time, Zins and vaping, I simply, and I know this is nicotine, I simply couldn't do hard things like work out or do cardio or not eat good food because it was unbearable to me. My threshold of pleasure was so high that I constantly needed to feel pleasure. And once I made that my norm, it wasn't that I just felt pleasure all the time. What happened was I just felt normal at that higher level of pleasure, and everything else about my life became a lower threshold of pleasure. So everything else about my life became shittier. Day-to-day living just felt shitty. I needed to have all these pleasure vices just to feel normal. It's not like I just felt good all the time. That's what you think is going to happen. But in reality, doing anything responsible or good for you becomes incredibly hard. And the more hard of a drugs that you use, well, the harder life becomes. That's why crackheads on the street and homeless people that use drugs, that's why they're begging you for some money. They don't want to... Guys, if you were on the street and you were completely sober, you could find a way to make money. If you were in a very sober mindset where normal everyday things were pleasurable you'd find it pleasurable to make money and probably find a way out of homelessness. I don't know if you could, but you would probably enjoy it because you'd be in that type of mindset. But if you're in the mindset where you're using fentanyl and your pleasure is all the way in the clouds, that's your level of norm. Being sober feels like super low. It feels super low. It feels horrible to be sober. Let alone doing something difficult like making money or trying to sell some beers to make a couple bucks. That's why homeless people don't do that. They have a very difficult mentality. So find your thing that you're least disciplined on it and tackle it. And I suggest tackling multiple things at once. Choose a vice to tackle. You cannot do all 5 at once. You cannot do all 4 at once. Find a vice and choose one per day to tackle. Let's say that you're a smoker, you're a kratom user. Let's say you're a smoker, you're a drinker, you watch porn, and you don't go to the gym. Choose one to do during the day or not do. Okay, I can't not do all of these, but I'm going to go to the gym today. And if I go to the gym today, if I do everything else, at least I went to the gym. You're building a track record of doing something every day to tackle your vices. Every day. And I personally believe it's okay to have 1 or 2 vices, as long as it's not something that always makes you not sober. But anyways, that's a separate discussion. Find something to tackle and do it. And after a month, maybe you'll find that, you know what, I haven't watched porn for a week and I don't really miss it that much. And then you'll go, okay, well, maybe I could porn kind of just faded away, so maybe I could tackle another vice. And now you're actually tackling 2 vices at once without even realizing it. It doesn't even feel like you're trying to do 2 at once because porn just kind of faded away because you tackled it for long enough that it lost its appeal. And now you're porn free and you took a day, you went to the gym. So tackle things one at a time. This is a years-long project, but it's the most worthy project that you can do. Anyways, I hope this helps. Please subscribe. I'm trying to build a channel. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon.